You keep asking Allah for love. But what if He's already sending it? Just not in the way you expected. Not through a person, but through your growth, your silence, your patience, your heartbreak, and your healing. Because before Allah writes someone into your story, He rewrites your soul. He cleanses it. He strengthens it. He prepares it. So, if love hasn't arrived yet, maybe it's because you're being prepared to receive it, not just with your hands, but with a heart that's finally ready. Let me show you the signs that your soul is being shaped for something real, something halal, something blessed, something worth the wait. Sign 1. You're learning to love Allah first. This is always where it begins. Before Allah gives you someone to love, He teaches you to love Him. You start to notice it in small, quiet ways. The way your heart softens during prayer, the way you feel calm when making dhikr, how your eyes tear up when you're alone, just speaking to Allah in sujood. You're not rushing through salah anymore. You're not just praying out of habit. You're praying because you want to connect, not just complete a ritual. And slowly, your heart starts turning away from creation. You no longer depend on people to feel seen, to feel loved, or to feel important, because you've tasted something greater, the sweetness of knowing Allah. You find peace in His names. You find comfort in the Quran. You whisper your secrets to Him in the last part of the night. And when things don't go your way, you say, Hasbi Allahu wa ni'mal wakil. Allah is enough for me and the best one to rely on. That's not weakness. That's spiritual strength. This is a powerful sign. It means Allah is filling your heart with something that no human being can ever replace. Because when you love Allah first, you don't love anyone else out of need. You love them out of barakah, out of balance, out of wisdom, and you'll no longer accept a love that pulls you away from Him, because you've already tasted the love that pulls you back, and nothing else compares. When your soul starts craving closeness to Allah more than closeness to a person, that's not loneliness. That's preparation. It means you're being readied for a love that will complete your deen, not distract you from it. So if you're in that phase right now, where you feel drawn more to Allah than to people, don't see it as a delay. See it as a divine beginning, because Allah always builds your heart before He sends someone to hold it. Sign 2. You're no longer chasing people. There was a time you wanted to be noticed. You wanted to feel chosen. You wanted someone to finally say, I see you, I want you. And in that wanting, you may have chased people. You stayed in conversations that were confusing. You tried to prove your worth. You gave too much, too soon. You stayed even when you were treated like an option, just hoping one day they'd choose you. But now, something's changed. You don't chase anymore. You don't beg for replies. You don't force connections. And you definitely don't lower your worth just to be liked. You've learned something powerful. If someone has to be convinced to love you, it's not love. It's weakness. It's fear. It's desperation. And Allah is removing that desperation from your soul. Because when you truly trust Allah's plan, you stop chasing people, and you start attracting through character, through sabr, through iman, through your calmness, through your strength. Now, instead of asking, why did they stop talking to me? You say, Ya Allah, remove anyone not written for me. Now, instead of panicking over silence, you find peace in it, because you've realized something deeper. The right person won't confuse you. They'll come with intentions. They'll come with respect. And they'll come with a heart that fears Allah. This sign where you stop chasing and start choosing is not just maturity. It's a gift from Allah. He is detaching you from people who were never yours to prepare you for someone who actually is. And most importantly, someone who sees your value without needing to be shown over and over again. So if you feel yourself pulling away from unhealthy attachments, if you're choosing your peace over temporary attention, know this: it's not loneliness. It's spiritual protection. It's Allah saying, you no longer have to run after love, because what's written for you is already on its way to you. Sign 3. You're being tested by delays. You've made dua. You've waited. You've tried. And maybe you've even fallen in love, only to watch it fade or fall apart. And now you ask yourself, why hasn't it happened for me yet? Why does it feel like love keeps slipping away? Why am I always waiting while others are moving forward? But what you see as a delay may actually be a divine protection, because Allah never denies. He only redirects. There's something deep happening within you. When love is delayed, your soul is being taught patience. Your heart is being made stronger. Your mind is learning how to trust. You see, love isn't just about finding someone. It's about becoming someone. Someone who can carry love with wisdom, with balance, with gratitude. And sometimes that takes time. You might feel like your story is stuck, but behind the scenes, Allah is arranging everything. Your healing, your future, even the heart of the one He's chosen for you. But first, He wants to see, can you still hold on to faith when you don't see results? Can you still say, Alhamdulillah, when everyone else is announcing their nikahs, and you're still quietly making dua at night? This delay is not Allah ignoring you. This is Him shaping you. He may be delaying love to protect your heart from the wrong hands, to teach you how to stand on your own, to prepare you for a love that comes with barakah, not drama, with growth, not confusion. Because what use is love if it arrives before you're ready, before your character is refined, before your heart is healed, before your intentions are sincere? Allah knows when you're ready, even when you think you are. So if you're in that season where everything feels still, where nothing is moving, where love feels far, don't lose hope. Maybe Allah is not saying no. He's saying, not yet, my servant. I'm still preparing you for something better. And when it finally arrives, when that love enters your life, with the peace, the clarity, the purpose you always prayed for, you'll understand why it took this long. Because what's rushed is often broken, but what's prepared with patience lasts a lifetime. Sign 4. You feel called to heal. This is one of the clearest and most beautiful signs that Allah is preparing you for true, lasting halal love. You feel it deep inside. Something within you is changing. You stop blaming others for the pain they caused. You stop trying to run away from your past. And instead, you turn inward. You begin to heal. Not just on the outside, not just by keeping yourself busy, but in a quiet, sacred way. You begin asking questions you never used to ask. Why did that relationship break me so deeply? Why did I let that person treat me that way? Why did I keep ignoring the red flags? Why did I not see my own worth? These are not easy questions, but they are the beginning of something powerful. Because Allah never wastes pain. He allows hearts to break, not to destroy them, but to rebuild them stronger, cleaner, and wiser. And that's what's happening to you now. You're not just waiting for someone to love you. You're finally learning to love yourself. The version of you that prays more, that reflects more, That sets boundaries. That no longer settles for less than you deserve. You're healing from the patterns, from the trauma, from the parts of you that used to think pain was normal, that chaos was love, that silence meant strength, that being emotionally numb was just how life is. But now, you crave peace. You crave real connection. You crave someone who sees your soul, not just your appearance. And this shift in you, this return to your true fitrah, is from Allah. He is softening your heart, not for people, but for the right person. You start realizing that marriage won't fix your wounds. It won't erase your past. It won't magically heal your insecurities. That's not your spouse's job. That's your job with Allah's help. And the beautiful part is, you're actually doing it. You're making dua not just for someone else, but for yourself. Ya Allah, make me emotionally strong. Ya Allah, remove any pride, jealousy, or pain from my heart. Ya Allah, don't just give me a good spouse. Make me a good one too. That is real growth. Because Allah doesn't give you someone to complete you. That's a myth. He gives you someone to walk beside you. But you have to be able to walk on your own first. And healing is that process. It's lonely. It's hard. It's slow. But it's sacred. And when you come out of it, when your heart is no longer desperate, no longer filled with resentment, no longer chasing or proving, that's when you'll be ready. Ready for a love that is clean, that doesn't remind you of your wounds, but reflects your growth. So if right now you're in that stage, where you're crying quietly at night, forgiving those who never said sorry, letting go of people who never gave closure, choosing peace over people, choosing dua over distractions, then know, this is not weakness. This is preparation. This is Allah taking His time with you, because He's planning to give you something worth waiting for. Keep healing. Keep turning to Him, because when the right person comes, you won't meet them from a place of need. You'll meet them from a place of strength, sabr, and sincerity. And that's the kind of love that lasts. A love built after healing, not in place of it. Sign 5. You're seeing marriage as worship, not just romance. This sign is not always loud. It doesn't come with fireworks. It comes quietly, through a shift in intention. There was a time when your idea of love was mostly emotional. You wanted the butterflies. You dreamed about the conversations, the chemistry, the companionship. You imagined how it would feel to be chosen, loved, adored. And that's okay, it's part of being human. But now, something inside you has changed. You're no longer chasing just feelings. You're searching for purpose. You're asking deeper questions. Will this person help me get closer to Allah? Will we be able to pray together? Can I trust them to raise a family in Deen? Will our love carry barakah or just excitement? And this shift in your thinking, this new lens you see marriage through, is a clear sign that Allah is guiding your heart to something real. You begin to understand that marriage isn't just a happy ending. It's a beginning, a test, a mission, a responsibility. It's two souls tied together, not just by love, but by taqwa, by shared goals, by a commitment to build something that pleases Allah. You realize marriage is ibadah, just like salah, just like fasting, just like hajj. It's a door to Jannah or a door to fitna, and the difference lies in who you choose and why. So you stop asking for someone who just makes you feel special. You start asking for someone who reminds you of your purpose. You want someone who will hold your hand on the hardest days and still remind you to say, Alhamdulillah. Someone who helps you calm down, not stir your ego. Someone who pushes you toward Jumu'ah, not toward dunya. And you notice your du'as are different now. Before, you may have said, Ya Allah, I want someone beautiful. I want someone successful. Now you say, Ya Allah, give me someone who will help me protect my salah. Give me someone who fears you in private and in public. Give me someone I can build Jannah with. This change doesn't mean you don't want love. Of course you do. Love is a mercy from Allah, and it's beautiful. But now you want love with depth, love with direction, love with deen at its core. You're no longer impressed by just appearances, because you know beauty fades. What remains is adab, akhlaq, tawakkul, sabr, taqwa. These are what build a home that doesn't just survive, but thrives under the mercy of Allah. And you begin to notice something else. You're more patient now. You're not desperate. You're not in a rush to be chosen, because you're not looking for a wedding. You're preparing for a marriage. And that takes time. That takes self-awareness. That takes maturity. That takes faith. You know that not every person who wants you is meant to walk beside you. You know that chemistry without compatibility leads to heartbreak, and attraction without values leads to regret. So you've decided to wait, to trust, to choose intention over impulse. Because now you see love as something you protect, not something you fall blindly into. And this is the sign. Allah is preparing you not just to receive love, but to honor it, to nurture it, to give it in the way it was meant to be given, with adab, with mercy, with Him at the center. So, if you're at this stage, where your heart is focused more on character than charm, where your soul craves sincerity more than sparks, where your goal is Jannah, not just aesthetic love, then no, you're not just ready for marriage, you're being spiritually shaped for it. The kind of marriage that's not just written in the dunya, but recorded in the heavens. Sign 6. You're protecting your heart differently now. This one, it's subtle. It doesn't make noise, but it speaks volumes about where you are spiritually. There was a time when you gave your heart too easily, when one kind word or a little attention would open the gates to your emotions. You mistook temporary kindness for commitment. You believed promises without seeing proof. You accepted half effort and called it love, because part of you just wanted to feel seen, and it's not your fault. We all want connection. We all want to be chosen, to be valued, to feel like we matter to someone. But now, you've changed. You guard your heart differently. You pause before replying. You check intentions, not just vibes. You ask Allah for guidance before you say yes to anything. You're no longer easily impressed. You're not moved by compliments that don't come with action. You don't confuse attention with affection, and you certainly don't confuse attraction with sincerity. Why? Because you've been through enough. You've seen what happens when you let people in too fast. You've felt the pain of trusting someone who wasn't sent by Allah. And now, you refuse to repeat the same mistakes with the same mindset. This isn't pride. It's self-respect. It's wisdom born from heartbreak. It's emotional maturity guided by iman. You've learned something most people never do. Not everyone who enters your life deserves access to your heart. Not everyone who smiles at you has good intentions. Not everyone who mentions marriage actually fears Allah. And that's why now, you're careful, not paranoid, just aware. You lower your gaze, not because you're cold, but because you're protecting your soul from unnecessary attachment. You set boundaries. Not because you're hard to love, but because you finally understand your value. You say no when things don't feel right. You walk away when peace is missing. And most importantly, you make dua before you make decisions. You don't want to fall for someone again. You want to rise with them in deen, in purpose, in barakah. You want a love that doesn't take you away from Allah, but pulls you closer to Him together. That's the difference now. You're not looking for emotional highs. You're looking for spiritual depth. You're not waiting for someone to text you all day. You're waiting for someone who remembers you in their du'as. You've realized that guarding your heart isn't weakness. It's worship. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "There is a piece of flesh in the body. If it is sound, the whole body is sound. And if it is corrupt, the whole body is corrupt. That piece is the heart." You're protecting that piece because you know the one who deserves it will honor it through nikah, not through casual words, through commitment, not through chemistry alone, through intention, not just attention. You've finally realized you are not meant to audition for love. You are meant to be chosen, not chased, to be respected, not rushed, to be honored, not tested. And that realization is a clear sign from Allah. He's building your self-worth. He's helping you detach from temporary people. He's teaching you what it means to wait with dignity. So if right now you're the quiet one, the one who doesn't open up easily anymore, who doesn't flirt, doesn't entertain, doesn't play games, understand this deeply. You're not behind. You're not too serious. You're not cold. You're just becoming emotionally modest. And when the right person comes, the one Allah has written for you, they will see the beauty in your silence, the strength in your boundaries, and the worth in your heart. Because love that is real doesn't need to test your limits. It respects them and grows within them. Sign 7. You feel peace even without someone yet. This is one of the rarest and most powerful signs, because it's easy to feel happy when you have someone beside you. It's easy to feel whole when love is present. But when you feel calm, even without someone, that's a gift, a sign, a deep inner peace that only comes from Allah. There was a time, maybe not long ago, when being alone felt heavy. You hated the silence. You looked at other couples and felt like you were behind, like something was wrong with you. You kept asking, why not me? When will it be my turn? And in that place of longing, you made dua, sometimes with tears, sometimes with heartbreak, sometimes with hope, and sometimes just with complete silence. But slowly, over time, something changed. You still want love, yes, but you're no longer desperate for it. You've stopped looking at your life as incomplete. You've stopped waiting for someone to rescue you, because you've realized something sacred. You're already being held, already loved, already guided by Allah. And this feeling, this peace in your heart, even without a person, is not emptiness. It's readiness. You're not lonely, you're centered. You're not hopeless, you're patient. You're not cold, you're collected. It means your soul is no longer seeking a partner out of need, but out of purpose, out of balance, out of a desire to give, not just receive. You've stopped romanticizing rushed love. You've stopped chasing timelines, and you've started trusting Allah's plan. Even when it's quiet, even when it's slow, even when it feels like nothing is happening. But you know now, something is happening. Your soul is being prepared. Your future is being written. And your heart is being protected. You've tasted the sweetness of sabr, the stillness of trusting Allah. The freedom that comes from not needing to be chosen by people, because you were already chosen by the one who created you. And when you reach this level of peace, that's when love becomes a gift, not a lifeline. You won't look for someone to complete you. You'll look for someone to walk beside you, to grow, to worship, to build Jannah together. And when Allah sees that your heart is settled in Him, when He sees that your soul is firm, that your thoughts are clean, that your past has been surrendered, that your self-worth is no longer in the hands of creation, that's when He sends the one written for you, not to fix you, not to save you, but to join you in a life of barakah, in a love of purpose. So if you're in that place right now, where your heart is quiet, your soul is content, and you feel peace even without someone beside you, take a deep breath and say Alhamdulillah, because that stillness you feel is not emptiness. It's a soul that trusts its Creator. And that is one of the clearest signs that true love is coming, not because you were searching wildly for it, but because you became ready to carry it with grace, with dignity, and with Allah at the center. So now, take a moment and reflect. Maybe you saw yourself in one of these signs. Maybe you felt all 7 echo in your heart. Or maybe you're just beginning to notice these changes inside you. Whatever stage you're in, know this: you are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. Prepared for a love that doesn't just make your heart flutter, but makes your soul stronger. Because Allah doesn't give love the way the world does. He gives it after preparation, after purification, after patience. And when He gives better than anything you ever prayed for. He removes what you begged to keep, to give you what you never imagined. He lets hearts break, to build them back beautifully. And He delays love, so that when it arrives, it doesn't become your distraction, but your path to Jannah. So if you're still single, still waiting, still healing, still trusting, then understand with full yaqeen, certainty, Allah is working on you, and He may also be working on the one He's written for you. You don't need to chase love in this dunya. You don't need to force your story to happen faster. You don't need to compare your path to anyone else's. You just need to keep becoming, keep healing, keep making sincere dua, keep holding on to your values, keep choosing peace over pressure. Because when the time is right, not your timing, but Allah's, the two hearts that were always meant to meet will meet, and it will feel natural. It will feel peaceful. It will feel like coming home, but a home built on taqwa, not desire, on commitment, not confusion, on worship, not worldly illusion. That's the love you're being shaped for. That's the connection that's worth waiting for. So, don't lose heart. Don't lower your standards. Don't give in to fear or loneliness. Just raise your hands and say, Ya Allah, if it's written for me, bring it closer to me with barakah. And if it's not, protect me from it with your mercy. Make me ready. Make them ready. And when we meet, let our love be something that brings us both closer to you. Ameen. May Allah bless you with a love that is full of light, full of tranquility, full of purpose, and above all, full of His remembrance. Because the best kind of love is the kind that begins with Allah and leads you straight back to Him.